What does it mean to live from the I am, to abide from the I am, to rest in your natural state, to be as you are? It means to live from the body of wisdom, from the causal body, from effortless impersonal being, from the transcendent alchemical neutrality. Transcendent neutrality is the way that I like to put it, because I think it's the most clear, because it's the most direct pointer that I found to the first person experience of living from the body of wisdom. The body of wisdom is Vijnanamaya kosha. It's the kosha which is transcendent to the self. It's the impersonal self. And the thing is, we always have access to Vijnanamaya kosha. We always have access to the body of wisdom. The only thing that seemingly separates us from that is the degree to which we're identifying to and clinging to various low-frequency mental activity, mental resistances, mental projections, mental beliefs, mental limiting contexts and ideas. It's essentially limited ethos, like limited worldviews which shape and sculpt your experience, and then it's those very subtle mental projections which are the root of all suffering and problems, because it's mental resistance, which is the root of emotional repression, which is the root of physical problems. And then that also manifests on the outward plane in terms of challenging, limiting physical experiences, which we keep finding ourselves led back to and repeating reaction patterns. But the reason that Nisargadatta or Ramana Maharshi would say to abide in the I am, or be as you are, it doesn't mean just sitting on your couch all day and just resting in the I am but never doing anything in the world. Anyone can do that. That's easy. It's very easy to just rest in effortless impersonal being from the couch. And I mean, if you can't do that yet, that's a good place to start. But the whole progression, all of the juice, all of the reward, all of the divine subtle qualities and the divine bliss that makes its way into the experience, it happens through the integration of this process of bringing the I am state, or abiding in the I am, being able to bring that into your daily life. And that's what it means to live from sahaja samadhi. Sahaja samadhi, that effortless transcendent flow that includes all motion of life, all movement of life, unbroken, unreactive, undistorted, just that complete transcendent flow that includes everything. That's sahaja samadhi, and that's effortless impersonal being. These are the same exact thing. And it's not a static state. A lot of people think that it's like you get to sahaja samadhi and then you're just permanently there for the rest of your life, or vice versa. But it's not really like that. It's more so, we're all familiar with effortless impersonal being or sahaja samadhi. We all actually experience that on different degrees with different things all the time. Like everything in your experience that you're just neutral towards, that you don't have any sort of mental framing or mental context or limited belief around, all of the forms, all of the trees, all of the rocks, all of the grass, all of the people that you don't know, all of that is actually being experienced through the body of wisdom, through this abiding in the I am, because that's just the transcendent neutrality. And we tend to think that sahaja samadhi is going to be this very crazy, ecstasy-filled, divine state. And it can definitely develop into that, but that is not how it starts. It actually starts out very kind of boring. It's very simple and ordinary and plain. There's no real content to it. It's just an extremely subtle shift in perception. It's the perception of going from identifying with the content on the screen and identifying with the various mental resistances that are taking place and structuring the experience, to shifting towards being the screen itself. And the screen itself transcends the content on the screen. But whether you're the screen or the content on the screen, it doesn't actually change the content. Even when the screen knows that it's the screen, the content is still exactly as it is. The only difference is, from the perspective of the screen, everything is equal, everything is impersonal, everything is neutral. And this neutrality, this is why it's the transcendent neutrality, because it doesn't mean that you're necessarily emotionally or mentally or even physically neutral. You can neutralize those things, But the way to neutralize them is through this transcendent neutrality. It's through integrating, abiding in the I am, into the challenging experiences, into the challenging emotions, into whatever is coming up for you. And you don't have to seek it out. The challenges will just automatically and effortlessly unfold in front of you in the form of whatever challenges you're having in your life. And wherever you're having challenges, that's where there is potential for you to integrate this non-resistance in this effortless flow, in this transcendent neutrality. And then this transcendent neutrality, this is the alchemizing agent of all progression, of all transmutation. This is how you get at the causal level. You're getting at the very, very, very roots of suffering, of separation, of stagnation, of repression, of suppression. And when you get at the roots of those and you're able to be transcendent to those, you're in alignment with your true nature. And then your true nature is not actually a static state. Your true nature is just the automatic, natural, effortless flow of energy. Your energy is actually constantly trying to heal, trying to progress, trying to refine, trying to open up and expand and to heal all of your problems. The only reason that doesn't happen is because we still have quiet mental resistance, which is structuring the experience, and we're projecting that limited context outward, and then our infinite nature is being filtered or disintegrated through that projection. We're filtering it, and so the filtering creates disintegration, and then that creates fragmentation, problems, frozenness, dissociation, etc. Whereas the integration happens through this transcendent neutrality, just being transcendently neutral to the challenges and the situations exactly as they are. And then from there, it's like the screen is neutral to everything showing up on the screen. And so the screen doesn't even resist resistance. That's the key. If you're trying to resist your resistance by trying to get rid of it, that will actually just perpetuate it, because it's like a reaction to a reaction. You're still in that cycle of reactivity. Like, the way to solve the problems is never actually on the level of the problems. It's not on the level of the pendulum. It's on transcending the pendulum. But when you can transcend the pendulum and just rest as that effortless, impersonal neutrality, which is neutral to everything in your field of awareness, everything that's coming up, even challenging emotions, then things do automatically and effortlessly begin to dissolve and unwind and heal and refine and open up. And this is what it really means. This is what all the great masters are pointing to. It comes down to one thing. And they're not telling you to just sit on the couch and avoid your challenges and just like rest in the absolute. I mean, ultimately, you're a sovereign being, so you can do whatever you want with your sovereignty. I mean, that's the whole point. Everyone already always is liberated. You're never not liberated. The only thing that seemingly makes it seem otherwise in terms of the relative experience has to do with the degree of mental resistance and mental projections, which we're putting up to the present moment, and then we're filtering our infinite nature through that. But nothing about the relative is actually counter to the I am or counter to this transcendent neutrality. It's actually all about integrating it into the relative. That's where all the progression happens. That's where all the juice happens. And you can see that in any field. Like, the higher you go up in any field, the people that are doing a sport or a science or an art or something at the very highest, most divine level, they're just pumping out like unbelievable creations, ideas, like divine blissful things. The reason they're able to do that is because they're actually in alignment with the I am, at least in that area of their life. Because that's the thing. A lot of time we're very integrated in certain areas of life and we're very disintegrated in other areas of life. But the higher degree to which you can do something and flow your transcendent infinite nature into that experience and use that relative experience as a portal or as a vessel for your divine qualities, it has to do with the level of integration you've done towards that experience in the relative. So it's like for an artist, like part of the integration part of becoming an artist would be like relinquishing the resistance to the various challenges associated with being an artist. There would be challenges with getting the materials, like learning how to use them, learning how to use the brush, learning how to clean the tools, learning how to take care of the tools, learning how to make the art in a way which is just flowing from creativity and isn't flowing from reactivity, learning how to just flow with the experience and use every movement of the relative experience from this flowingness, from this transcendent neutrality. And the more you're in alignment with that, the more you're in alignment with divinity, with creativity itself, and then those loving divine qualities can just flow into your experience. They actually flow through you. That's how you become a voice for God, for divinity. You become a vessel for that. But in a way, it's not even necessarily you. Like, that's the distinction that people make, is when you're in that transcendent neutrality, it's not coming from you, the person, it's coming from the impersonal you, the infinite you, the transcendent you, which within the realm of phenomena does include the personal you, but the way for the personal you to perform in the highest way possible is by being the transcendent you, by being the abiding as the I am, resting as your transcendent neutrality, and then everything can just begin to open up and flow for you. And you can already see this in various areas of life. Like, lots of people, if you have certain areas of your life that are quite good and they're quite loving and peaceful and like you don't have any problems and it's just like flowing along and progressing and it feels very in alignment, those are probably areas that you've already integrated this without even realizing. Because that's the thing, we don't only do the integration after self-realization. Self-realization is really like, it doesn't mean much. You could become self-realized when you're extremely disintegrated or when you're extremely integrated. Lots of people, by the time they have self-realization, they're already extremely integrated. Because self-realization, it really just means the shift where you recognize your true nature and you recognize like what John Wheeler calls your natural state. And your natural state is the effortless state. But that effortless state, that's unconditional love. And unconditional love is transcendent love. Because if your love is dependent on conditions, or your love doesn't include challenging experiences, or it doesn't include anger, or vulnerability, or confrontation, or shame, or something like that, that's not unconditional love. Unconditional love includes all the emotions, and includes all the challenging people, all the challenging experiences, because it's that transcendent love, and it's not actually an emotion. There's no emotional quality to unconditional love. Unconditional love is. It just is. It's truth is. There's no quality to that. The quality is isness. It's transcendent neutrality. But then the beautiful thing is when you're actually living from that unconditional love, it's like you're unconditionally loving, you're transcendently neutral to the challenging emotions, to the heartache, to the heartbreak, to the shame, to the guilt, etc. And when you're transcendently neutral to those, they can automatically and effortlessly unwind and heal and progress. And that's your true nature. That's your energy is constantly trying to do that. And that's the integration process of energy. And very advanced people who have done lots of integration, whether they're self-realized or not, this is exactly what they're doing. They're just not cognizing exactly what it is, because it's extremely subtle. This is a completely brand new thing for people to clearly put into language. I mean, all the masters have talked about it. You have Ramana, you have Nisargadatta, you have all of these guys, and throughout all of history, I mean, even Jesus, like all of them have pointed to this in their own way, but there was still a level of distortion. People aren't completely clear on exactly what the mechanisms are and exactly what it means to embody and to live from this in your real life. But this wisdom is continuing to unfold, as everything else does. And it's not even so much that the wisdom is being unfolded, because the wisdom is actually different from the knowledge and the words. The wisdom is just the knowing. And knowing is different than knowledge. Knowledge is a mental thing. But to know something is to experience something. And lots of masters have known this. They just haven't been able to clearly structure this into language and to put these extremely subtle experiences into a sort of first-person interface or first-person description of what it means to experience this, because it's very subtle. But everybody has experiences. Everybody's familiar with transcendent neutrality. That's something, like, most of your experience actually already is being experienced through the transcendent neutrality. Like, it's just seeing everything as it is, with no mental commentary, no limited context, no belief system. It's just all of the forms of awareness arising as they are. And that happens most of the time. It's like, again, like if you're just driving around, all of the stuff that you're passing, that your mind isn't clinging to, that's all being experienced through that transcendent neutrality. The key is the things that are keeping you stuck and that keeps you in states of suffering and stagnation. It's the mental resistance that we consent to in relation to various challenging experiences physically and emotionally. So it's like if you have some resistance to your job or something, the way that you overcome that challenge and develop that energy and start to flow into a job which you actually love and enjoy and like is perfect for you, it happens through integrating this transcendent neutrality into that challenging experience, through abiding as the I am within the resistance. It's like when the resistance is coming up, if you're abiding in the I am, or you're resting as the causal body or effortless impersonal being, you won't be labeling the problem a problem. You won't be labeling the resistance a problem. There can still be challenges, but it won't be perceived as a problem. And that's the key. That's the master key. Like, enlightenment doesn't get rid of challenges. It doesn't mean avoiding challenges or manifesting the perfect set of circumstances where you never have challenges again. Challenge is the agent of growth. Like, challenge is good. And when you're actually in alignment and you're not avoiding challenges and you're not repressing and suppressing yourself into compromise and weakness, challenges are actually fun. You actually enjoy challenges because they are an opportunity for growth and because they're not seen as problems. The idea of a challenge being a problem is always a mental thing. That's a mental structure. But you can transcend that, and you can actually do it very effortlessly and easily. It's just through relinquishing that kind of primal instinctual urge to succumb to the old patterns, to succumb to the old resistance, the old context, the triggering, the inauthenticity, the fakeness, the avoidance patterns, etc. And in a way, I mean, it's very easy to do this, but it's also very challenging because it involves disrupting tendencies which have sometimes been there our entire lifetime. And so it can be quite challenging, and it can involve facing challenging emotions and experiences if those are the things that we've been suppressing. But the key is, when you do this, it's actually much, much easier. It's much better, because if you don't do this, you're just going to continue to suffer. You're going to continue to have problems. You're going to develop diseases and poverty and relationship problems, and like things in your life just aren't going to flow. You're just going to become more and more frozen until you die, basically. Whereas from this transcendent neutrality leads to infinite abundance, infinite health, infinite peace, infinite serenity, infinite possibility, because that's your infinite nature. And that's what it means to abide in the I am. To abide in the I am is the solution to every problem. But the solution to every problem is not in the realm of problems. It's not actually in the worldly realm. It's in that transcendentness, that transcendent neutrality. And then you can still do whatever you have to do to solve the problem. It's like if you're hungry, you have to eat to solve the problem. The problem is you're hungry and you need to eat. But the key is you will actually be led and intuitively guided to food and to the most magical and expansive possibility and solution possible when you're in alignment with this transcendent neutrality, when you're in alignment with your infinite nature. And that's the return to the Garden of Eden. That's what it means to live from the Garden of Eden, is to not bite from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The knowledge of good and evil is to live from the mind, to live from the reactive patterns, to live from the pendulum. Good and evil is the pendulum. Whereas transcendent neutrality, or unconditional love, that transcends everything. That actually includes the evil. The way to overcome the evil is not in trying to get rid of the evil, it's in being unconditionally loving to the evil or to the challenge or to the scary experience. And from that space, everything is just okay and accepted as it is. And that's the real miracle. That's the miracle mechanism. This is how you integrate this into your life, and your entire life can become a subtle divine dance of joy and bliss and peace. This is your true purpose. This is your true nature. Do not settle for apathy. Do not settle for checking out of life. Do not settle for sitting on the couch all day and hoping God solves all your problems. You are God. You are the sovereign being, but not you, the person. You, the transcendent infinite being, which is playing the role of you as the person. Your entire life is all about you. Everything you experience in the relative is you. It has to do with you are both 100% man and 100% God. And the 100% man is the personal element of you. And the way to live the personal element of you in the highest way possible and to live the most extravagant, beautiful, serene, incredible personal life, which is individually perfect to you, is from this transcendent neutrality. It's from being in alignment with your infinite nature. And then God will give everything to you. That is the highest state. That is Sahaja Samadhi. And that is our destiny. And that's where we're headed very, very quickly. This knowledge is exploding. This knowledge is you're going to continue to hear this over and over and over again from a variety of people all across the world. This wisdom is being unveiled, it's being revealed, and it is coming. This is the future. This is planetary liberation. This is what everyone is looking for, and it's coming very, very quickly. And it's becoming so much easier than it used to be. The morphic field has massively opened up. If you want this, it's available. It is right there for you. This is here for you. You can do this. You can live from this, and you can live the life of your dreams. But you will have to face your challenges. But you don't have to hunt down your challenges. Don't try to force your challenges, because that comes from reactivity and fear. Life will automatically guide you to the challenges in the form of whatever is organically coming up. But from there, from that transcendent neutrality, you will neutralize everything, you will flow through everything, and you will become unstoppable. You will become a divine center of power and a leader of consciousness. And this is your true nature. This is your true purpose. This is what you came here to do. And you came here to live this and to express this and to embody this in whatever you do. Whether it's making art, making science, making inventions, being an athlete, being a mother, being a father, being anything. You can flow your transcendent nature into anything. And you can embody it all the way. And that is our purpose. That is the purpose of humanity. And it's coming very soon. It's actually here right now. But it's coming more and more. More and more people are going to wake up to this, and they're going to live from this. And from here, there is no compromising. There is no weakness. There is no wiggly, weak, fearful serpent-based energy. This is the energy of the eagle, the transcendent eagle, the vigor and the vitality and the infinite nature that we bring into any experience, whether it's intense or whether it's subtle. You can be in that transcendent neutrality from anywhere. And that's how you transcend anything. That's how you transmute anything. And that's how you become the master of your life. And that's your true purpose.